All right, on to the next one. I'm not sure how good this colony is doing, so this is going to be an interesting inspection. Probably not as far along as the other colonies, so we're going to see how they're doing as far as queen right. Well, they certainly took down almost all of the hive alive, so maybe that's a good sign. Still a little bit left in there. And you do not waste hive alive because it's way too expensive. So save every little bit. That's my philosophy. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh, not too bad at all. They're a little feistier. Oh, there's your drone brood right there. See that right there? That's drones. Any Varroa? Any Varroa? Nope. Let's see. Queen. Nope. All right. Let's go ahead and shake these girls down. That's the other thing I'm really looking for, folks, is do these colonies have very many drones yet? Because that's my litmus test in terms of is it time to do splits? Or are they getting swarmy, right? I mean, obviously I'm looking for swarm cells in here. I haven't seen any yet, but is it time to do splits yet? You got to have drones. If you're not introducing queens and you're asking the bees to raise their own, which I always do, that's just me preference wise. Again, not saying there's anything wrong with buying a mated queen. It's perfectly acceptable. I'd like to sell queens at some point. I just personally don't do that yet. So, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for drones. I want to know if there's an adequate drone population to get my virgin queens mated, right? Okay, so I think that's pretty good on the Vivaldi board. Let's see what we got in here. So we've got, we got drones here. I don't see any Varroa on them, so that's always a good sign, right? If you see Varroa on your drone brood, you could have a problem. So this colony's small. I can already tell. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 seams of bees, so not great. But let's see what we're dealing with here. Ugh. Okay, so that frame is waxed. Let's see if we got any drawn comb here. These bees are a little more agitated than the last hive. So at least that's drawn comb, but no eggs or anything. I know you're not happy. You're not happy. You're probably going to give me a couple stings, aren't you? Let me know you're not happy. So there's some nectar and some honey, capped honey. Not much, that's for sure. Nothing on this side. Really jittery bees. You can notice the difference between this hive and the last hive. So as a beekeeper, you should be aware of this type of stuff, right? That's a little heavier. So nectar, bee bread, some capped honey. Honey over here, capped honey. Not a lot, though. Again, this colony absolutely needs fed. I'm looking for signs of life. I'm checking the bees to see any signs of disease. I don't see anything, but I better start seeing brood on the next frame, or this colony may not be queen right. Although, again, when you see the drone brood there, could be laying worker, right? Because laying workers lay drones. But I'm looking down here right now and I see capped worker brood. So that's not the case. I'm just kind of taking you through my thought process as I come across it. So I'm oops, scraping off this burr comb and keeping it because I will render it later. Beeswax, and it's just good to keep a. It's good to keep a tidy hive. At least that's my philosophy. So I'm gonna puff a smoke here because they're not really happy with me. All right, now we may have the queen on this frame. So a good brood pattern here. Let me set this down right there. Okay. And then we've got fresh nectar in here. Bee bread, open brood. I see eggs, larvae. So this colony is queen right, even if I don't find the queen. We've got capped honey there. Let's see what's on the other side here. Our queen very well could be on this frame. Good brood pattern. I'm not seeing her. She should be a red dot queen from last year. Okay, I don't see her. So maybe she's on the next one. Oh, stretching my back. Too much bending over. All right. And there's fresh nectar here because look, you see this drop right here? That's fresh nectar. I'm not going to shake these frames with a bunch of bees on them, but that tells you right there. All right. I'm just taking a look at this frame, so bear with me here. There's emerging brood right here. It's all emerged. Nice pattern here. Fresh nectar here. Bee bread right here. There's the queen. Is that? No, that's... Wait a minute. They may have superseded her. That doesn't look like a virgin. That looks like a mated queen right here. Nectar right here. So they could have superseded their queen. Okay, and I've got her right here. So if you can see her on the camera, okay, I don't think that's a virgin, but she doesn't look. She's got a pretty polished thorax, which tells me she's been laying because it doesn't have a lot of hair on it. But man, she's not very big. If this is our queen, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna show you in the camera closer up because she could very well fly off, and I'm gonna curse myself. So see there where her back doesn't have a lot of hair on it? You see that? Every time a queen goes and lays, she sticks her head down in that cell, and you do that several thousand times, and you're going to have a pretty polished thorax, and that's what these mated queens have. And so this does not look like a virgin to me because of that, but her abdomen is not as big as I would expect it to be. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna go ahead and get her back in the colony. Yeah, so that may be our queen. If I had my pen with me, I'd mark her, but I don't have the pen with me. So I'm going to put her back on this frame here. Come here. Of course, now she doesn't want to go down. All right. There you go. Oh, wait. Is she laying? Hang on. There she is right here. You know what? I'm going to leave well enough alone. We really shouldn't be messing with the hives a lot this time of year because you can do way more damage than good. So let's take a look at this last frame. I've pretty much seen everything I need to see. Yep, we got nectar, capped honey. So, okay, this colony's not starving yet, but just like the other one, they 100% need more food. Okay, so we're gonna give them that. Okay, for you new beekeepers, the reason why I am pushing all of these frames at once together is it will keep you from squishing that queen or rolling her, okay? So if you were to have all these frames spaced apart and you start slamming them together, there's the chance that you could end up killing her, okay? So one of the things I teach brand new beekeepers is when you put these frames back in after you're doing an inspection, keep them together. And then if they're all over here and the 4 of them are together, use your hive tool. This is a leverage tool, okay? I'll do a future video on all the ins and outs of a hive tool and why we use them. Use leverage from the side of the box and press all 4 or 5 of those frames together from each side, because by moving them in unison, you are not going to squash or kill that queen. It's very, very important. Okay, good. So this colony is fine. However, they need food. So I am going to feed them 1-to-1 sugar syrup with the Hive Alive in there. And I can see drone brood right here. So we're very close to having enough drones in circulation to be able to perform our splits or to do walk away, or I'm sorry, for swarming season. So go ahead and put this lid on here, okay? And let's get this on. Oh, God, that's just a small looking queen, wasn't it? I mean, I've seen much, much, much bigger queens. But hey, if she's laying like that with a brood pattern like that, who am I to complain? Honestly, she looks good as far as her work, her brood pattern and stuff. So okay, let's do one more. All right, this is the last hive we're going to have time to do today because I'm running out of daylight. So let's dig in here. If I remember correctly, this is my grumpy hive, so I could get a few stings from these girls. They're a little more feisty than I care for, because most of my bees are pretty calm in my apiary, but these seem to be a little more feisty. They still have a fair amount of Hive Alive there, so I'm certainly not going to get rid of that. I'm going to set it aside because this colony, unlike the previous 2 that were completely tapped of the Hive Alive, could be, could have plenty of food, which is what I'm hoping for, because I think these are pretty stingy bees, and they don't blow through their food as much as those other 2. Oh, wait a minute. Gosh. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Not as much burrcomb. I don't see the queen here. Wouldn't suspect to see her here, so let's go ahead and shake these bees off. Okay. Let's see if they start coming at me here. I may decide to pause the video and put my gloves on. Actually, I don't have gloves with me. Never mind. I'm not putting gloves on because I left them back at the house. Oh, well. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a big colony. 4 seams of bees, I think I count here. So let's see what. Honestly, that's not a bad thing, because I was worried that these colonies were going to be stuffed with bees. And as somebody that only runs singles in their apiary, if this is chocked full of bees at this time in the year, I'm in trouble. That means instant swarming. So Not that I do anything to suppress swarming. I'm one of those beekeepers. It is what it is. I try to capture my swarms. I'm going to give these bees extra smoke because, again, historically they've been pretty feisty. But I try to capture my bees. Again, they're very light. This colony needs food. All these colonies need food, which is why it's important to really monitor weight this time of year, because this is prime starvation period. So I cannot get food on these colonies quick enough. So tomorrow, that's what I'll be doing. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So plenty of drawn comb there. Prime starvation period, but I lost my train of thought. I forget what I was saying. But yeah, I need to check this colony to see how they're doing. Again, lots of open comb here. Okay, there's some nectar, some capped honey. It ain't much, folks. Lots of open brood there, or I'm sorry, open comb, empty comb. I'm hoping I find some brood. Here's some honey. I wonder if this colony's queen right, to be honest with you. Oh, God. Okay, there's some weight to this frame. There's certainly honey there. What do we have here? I'm taking my time and looking because I lost my daylight. No, that's all nectar. All nectar. Nectar, honey. Although I see this is a baby bee right here. This is a brand new bee that just emerged right here. See her? See how fuzzy her little back is there? So I'm optimistic that this colony is still queen right, but I don't see any signs of life yet, other than a brand new bee. So let's keep looking. Ugh. Okay, I see cap brood now. That's what I expected. So, but man, this colony is not very big. There's your capped brood. Worker brood, man, they're real jittery. And that's part of the course with this colony. I see a few drones, but there's worker brood right there. And I see eggs, I see larvae. So they're queen right. I haven't seen her yet, but she should be a red dot queen. She ought to be on this frame right here, I would suspect. Looking. This comb is a little wonky because it was you can see here where it's not sealed, or it's not connected on the edge there. I think it was maybe from a swarm trap. Where's the queen? Where is she? I'd like to see her if I can spot her. Yeah, I don't see her, but I did see signs of her. But again, this colony is way too light. Stretch my back. Ooh. Anybody tells you beekeeping is easy, they're full of it. It is back-breaking job. There's a really nice brood pattern there. Really nice. I see eggs here, larvae. I'd like to spot the queen, but I don't see her anywhere. I know she's in here. Nope. Let's try this side. Man, they're real jittery. I don't like that, but this colony has been that way. I don't know. They don't like it when I get in here. But again, real nice brood pattern. This is all open brood here. I see eggs, pupa, larvae. So it's a good sign. I'm just trying to spot the queen here. I mean, she shouldn't be that well hidden. Losing your daylight doesn't help. All right, we'll try one more frame here. I've seen everything I need to see at this point. I'm just trying to find her. Nope. There's this. So this is all nectar and bee bread, which is good. You want to see that. Although, again, this colony is way too light. Way too light. They need more food. Would they starve out? Not necessarily. They'd probably make it. But they've got all this brood that's getting ready to emerge, and I want to help them with that. Let's take a look at these again. Now I'm just being curious. She's got her cloak of invisibility on. She ought to be a red. Oh, wait a minute. This. Oh, wait, guys. I think this is my yellow dot queen colony. So if she's not in here, they could have superseded her very late last year. That's a possibility because I'm pretty sure this was my yellow dot queen that was really, really good for a couple years. I'm looking, but of course I don't see a yellow dot anywhere. Makes me wonder if they superseded her. It's very possible. Although this is definitely her genetics. Oh, yep, they superseded her. Well, poo. There she is right here. The new queen. Oh, did she just fall? Hang on. I found her, but she's definitely wanting. Yeah, she's right there. She's definitely wanting to hide. She does not like the light. Where'd she go? It is a new queen, but she has to be from last year. So she's a red dot. They must have superseded her. I figured she'd be on this frame, but man, she's very jittery. All right, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Well, the good news is I saw her, but now I can't find her. She's probably. Hang on, let me hold this up. Nope, she disappeared again. She may be in that cluster at the very bottom. Oh, there she is. Okay. I'm going to see if I can grab her for you guys just so you can see her. There she is. All right. So if I had a marking pen, I would definitely mark her. She's a nice looking queen. Here, let me show you on the camera. If she flies off again, I'm going to curse and scream, but isn't she a nice looking queen? So if I had my marking pen, I'd go ahead and mark her, but I don't have it. I'm kind of sad because I'm going to miss that yellow queen, but obviously this is her daughter. Really good genetics, so I don't know if I'm going to end up splitting this colony like I had originally planned to, because they don't have the numbers yet. But if she's anything like her mother, she's going to be a prolific layer and not want to swarm, right? So her mom stuck around for a couple years. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if they superseded her or what, but good looking queen. So I'm going to go ahead and put her back in the colony. All right, there you go. Okay, so again, we just need to feed this colony just like the other two. So you see how I'm carefully putting her up against the other frames? And like I was saying before, now I'm going to use leverage. Instead of slamming this frame, slamming this frame, slamming this one, and then slamming this one, you alternate and you push, use leverage, and push the frames opposite, take turns opposite until you get it against that frame, and that ensures that spacing stays and you don't end up squishing your nice brand new queen. Okay, so that's for you newer beekeepers. Little lesson there. Okay, now because this colony still had a little bit of fondant in here, I'm putting it right back on top. Okay, so they can continue to feed on that, and then I'm going to put the top back on here, but I'm absolutely going to give this colony some syrup. Let's see. What is that? It's going to squish down? I hope so. Now, let's see. It's fondant's a little hard, but they got enough space there. So this stuff is designed to be able to, boy, I don't know. That's too much of a gap. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's supposed to fit right on top of the frames, but it really depends on your equipment. That's standing way too proud for my preference. Let me see if I can squish some of this down. Last thing I want is other insects or hive beetles to get in here. I don't like that. Okay, you know what? Game time decision here. I am going to put the Vivaldi board back on, which gives them more room. Don't really want to do this, but it's fine. I'm just going to have to pull it off when I get ready to feed them. I'm going to put this back over the inner cover here, which gives them space. I'll put the burlap reflectix, because again, it's still going to get cold here. Not bone chilling cold, but. And I'm going to mark the top of the hive with the brick that I need to feed them. So I suspect a lot of these colonies may need food, and that worries me. But once again, this is why you have to check this time of year when starvation is at its max. Let me go get this other brick here. Okay. Queen right, but needs food. Okay. Okay, whew, that's it. I'm running out of daylight, and my back hurts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. You found it informative. My fellow beekeepers, please, please, please get out in your yards this time of year. Check your comb, check your bees, check the weight, because starvation is legit this time of year. And all those bees that are capped, that are getting ready to emerge, are going to need food. And if they get stuck in the hives and the weather is bad and they can't get out and forage on that nectar and that pollen, they're going to get, they're going to starve. So, and I have an angry bee buzzing me right now. So I think she's telling me that's enough for one video, Josh. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.